Underway.
Gareth, what's your initial reaction to that? 'Cause down to 10 men, you must have felt that you could have got a result.
Yeah, and should. You know, I think in the space of 90 minutes we saw the things that we're very good at, the things that with the ball we caused a lot of problems, looked to threat, created good openings, took our goal, the first goal, very well. And equally, we saw the things that have to get better. So the defending as a team and the managing of the game, in particular the period once France had gone down to 10 men. You know, at those periods, you've really got to control possession and stay calm. And I thought we looked more anxious when they went to 10. And they stepped up a level in terms of their... I think that often happens. You know, a team goes to 10, they have a cause, and they step up. We just didn't manage that period of the game as well as we need to. So I thought part of that we tired. I think we put a huge amount into the game to try and press and to deal with the physical capabilities that France had. And it was a problem for us all night, their pace and their athleticism.
Alors, Gareth, quelles sont les conclusions que vous tirez de cette défaite contre 10 hommes? Réponse. Alors, je pense que dans ces 90 minutes de match, nous avons vu de très bonnes choses, que nous avons réussi à créer des ouvertures, nous avons vu plusieurs bons points. Cependant, il est vrai qu'il y a certains points sur lesquels nous devons nous améliorer, notamment en ce qui concerne la défense et également la gestion du match face à 10 joueurs qui, tout d'un coup, reprennent du poil de la bête et qui ont réussi à rebondir. Nous devons apprendre à mieux gérer cela et peut-être à mieux réagir face à cette fatigue en fin de saison, surtout lorsqu'on tombe face à des équipes qui sont si bonnes physiquement comme l'équipe française.
Next question here.
Hey Gareth, just to follow up on that, how difficult is it, or was it for your defence to defend against that pace, not only from Dembélé but from Mbappé? I mean, it must be extremely difficult to defend against.
Yeah, it is. You have to get, you know, one of the reasons for playing Germany, Spain, France is that you have to get everything spot on to be able to get a result. And if you're, you know, a little bit out on the way you press, if you're a little bit out on the way you defend, then you get punished. And that's what has happened for a couple of the goals tonight. Equally, we've gifted them the third with a mistake, but the intensity and the concentration levels needed and the physicality needed to stay with those teams, I think in all three matches we've just faded at the end of those games. And we had an opportunity tonight, once they'd gone to 10, to redress that by keeping the ball better and not forcing things. And that was the... You know, one of the disappointments in that last half hour was not to control the game with the ball and make France work and tire them out.
Alors pour rebondir sur la dernière question, à quel point est-ce difficile de faire face à 10 joueurs ainsi? Réponse, eh bien à vrai dire c'est assez difficile lorsqu'on joue contre des équipes telles que l'Allemagne, l'Espagne ou encore la France, parce que tout doit être millimétré. Si ce n'est pas le cas, cela se paye cash, et en l'occurrence ça a été le cas ici. Ensuite, je pense que physiquement et mentalement, il faut être très efficace face à de telles équipes. Et peut-être que nous avons pêché en ce qui concerne la possession de balle. C'est en tout cas ce qui est peut-être le plus décevant chez nous au cours des 30 dernières minutes du match.
Simon Page. Gareth.
What did you make of the use of the video assistant referee this evening? It all seemed rather confusing in the stand, and those watching replays seem to think it might not have been the right call.
Well, I've not seen it again, but from my initial viewing, I thought it was the right call. It looked, from where we were, a clear penalty and therefore a sending off. But if you're saying otherwise, then I don't know. I'd need to see it again. But I assume the referee wanted to make sure, and if he's got that technology to do that, then sensible decision. But clearly, even with video, not every decision will be 100. You know, you won't get every single decision right. There'll still be an element of one person's judgment within that.
Alors, une petite question concernant le vidéo arbitrage. Les décisions qui ont été prises à cause de cette technologie ont semblé être assez injustes. Réponse. Alors, moi, je n'ai pas vu les séquences, mais moi, ce que j'ai vu depuis le terrain, cela me semblait relativement juste. Si vous dites que ce n'est pas le cas, peut-être que je devrais les voir. En tout cas, j'imagine que les arbitres essayent toujours de prendre des décisions en bon père de famille et qu'il y ait cette technologie ou non, il y aura toujours des désaccords en fin de compte.
Andy Dunn?
Gareth, you mentioned only yesterday about the importance you place in playing the best teams in friendlies and what you can learn from that. Including your time as interim manager, you've been beaten in Germany, beaten in France and drew home at Spain. Is the gap and the challenge of bridging that gap a year ahead of the World Cup bigger than you imagined when you first took the job?
No, if I'm honest, Andy. I think it's absolutely what I thought. I think we've been competitive in all 3 games for long periods of time. But I think we've had to play at our absolute limit to stay in all 3 of those matches, and I think that's shown in the latter stages of all of those games. So, the pleasing thing is that the players are taking on board tactical information. The 3 games have provided a different test. With Spain, it was their ability to keep the ball better than us, and that we had to keep chasing and chasing and chasing. Today's slightly different because I think we kept the ball as well, if not better, than France for long periods. But physically, the demands that their players pose on you meant that we had problems with that, and I think the longer the game went on, that led to tiredness, and I'm sure that was one of the reasons for the mistake for the 3rd goal. So no, the reality is I'm not surprised. Those teams are the very best. We haven't in the last few years got anywhere near any of those teams when it's come to tournaments and finals and the rest of it. So that's why we need to play them. We need to see the reality of where we are. You've got to test yourself against the best, because otherwise it can mask where you might be as a team. Difficult to sit here and feel positive about much on the back of the last 20 minutes. But I think the first, our work with the ball and the way that we're able to hurt teams is encouraging. The other side, it has to be challenged by playing against top sides.
Alors, hier encore, vous disiez qu'il était très important pour vous de jouer contre les meilleures équipes au monde. Qu'en pensez-vous aujourd'hui ? Eh bien, je pense que cela en vaut vraiment la peine. Nous avons joué contre la France, l'Espagne, l'Allemagne. Nous avons les résultats que nous avons eus. Et je ne m'attendais pas spécialement à avoir des résultats différents. Nous avons été très compétitifs durant les 3 matchs et nous avons tiré plusieurs informations de ces différents matchs. Par exemple, les joueurs, au fil de ces matchs, ils ont acquis des informations tactiques. Ensuite, contre l'Espagne, nous avons dû courir beaucoup derrière la balle. Ici, nous avions peut-être une possession de balle un peu meilleure que la France, mais physiquement, nous avons vu qu'il y avait certaines choses à améliorer. Et en conséquence, nous avons d'ailleurs encaissé ce 3e but, parce que plus un match comme ça est long, plus cela devient difficile pour nous. Donc je le répète, pas de surprise pour nous. Nous nous sommes frottés au fin du fin, et je pense qu'il faudra continuer comme ça. Et les résultats sont plutôt prometteurs, étant donné le travail de ballon que nous avons quand même pu voir.
Any further questions? Thank you very much. If the British newspaper writers want to come to the front, we'll just do a short briefing around the corner.